Welcome back and happy Monday to everyone tuned into this stream. Today we'll be broadcasting the NIU's Rocket League varsity squad taking on the Central Michigan Chippewas. I'm very excited for this match as both teams look to advance into the playoffs and both are right around the bubble to make it in. This could be the start of something great or something really bad for both teams. NIU's playoff hopes last year came to an end when Central Michigan beat the Huskies in Game 5 of the quarterfinals. Hertz and Moxie looking forward to this matchup as their revenge game. This one's going to mean a lot to both of them as last time we lost to the Chippewas, Moxie made it his motive to take them down in the next season. I'm excited to see how the Huskies react to this interesting play style. Central Michigan is known to having an interesting play style by banging the ball hard over the defense to make a team awkward. It's going to be interesting to see how Blocky, the coach of the Huskies, will do to counter this. As we get prepared to start this best-of-5 series, stay tuned. We will be right back to get this started. And we are off as the NIU Huskies with Hawk, Hertz, and Moxie going after Trio, Bear, and Uncle Stan and the Central Michigan Chippewas. Central Michigan and NIU both share the same record for this game, this series. One of them is going to come out on top eventually as we see Trio looking for a mid-pass. Hawk's able to clear it out. Moxie going for a touch off the wall. Little demo in the midfield. Double demo by Bear and Trio looking for the combination. Hertz is able to clear it off. As we see Hawk, low boost, looking for a touch off the corner, gets a clear out, gives time for NIU to grab some boost. Uncle Stan's going to try and control it in the corner, gets a good 50 out to the middle. Hertz is able to take control. Trio going for the touch. Big Bear as third man, looking for the bump on Hawk. Hawk's able to get back and jump in time, just in time for the save. As we see Uncle Stan looking for a shot, a little awkward in the midfield. Hertz is there for the save. Hawk's going to pop it out as Trio is going to look to take control of this in the midfield. No one's challenging for NIU. Is he going to have an open shot? He takes a shot on net. Moxie's there, cannot get to it in time. Not enough boost, and Trio is able to get a nice flick. NIU just leaves the midfield open. No one's able to get boost and challenge Trio in time. Trio with a great flick. Moxie just not enough boost to recover. And Central Michigan goes up 1-0 in game 1 of this series. Pretty 50-50 going out in the midfield as we see Hertz and Trio going after in the midfield. Hawk's able to get a touch midfield. Trio's a little awkward. Uncle Stan with the bump in the middle. Now we see a 2v1. Hertz counters it, looking for a touchdown field as we see Uncle Stan going for another touch. Hawk's a little awkward. Gets a good touch. Moxie off the wall looking for another touch. Maybe a bump on the last man. Uncle Stan's able to clear it out as we see Hertz demoed immediately. Central Michigan is on top of these demos right now. They want to make sure NIU has no chance to go after it on the offensive side as Hawk gets a great 50. Uncle Stan's a little awkward on the backboard. Hertz looks for a 50. Moxie's up already. Is he going to get the shot? He does! As we see Hertz with a great 50 off the backboard. Uncle Stan's a little bit awkward for this down bounce. Cannot get a good touch. As we see Big Bear try to go up for it, but Moxie's too quick for them, and he's able to tie it up 1-1, a minute and a half past this game. When it came to the Central Michigan series last year, NIU struggled to come back after Central Michigan went up a couple of goals. So it's good to see NIU bounce back. Trio with a mistouch. Hawk's there for a shot. Great play. Hawk was just ready on the infield for any type of pass out by Trio. Trio not the greatest touch. Uncle Stan was waiting for a touch out to him. Wasn't there in time. Hawk's able to turn just in time to get the ball past him. And NIU takes their first lead of the series. Now Bear takes it up the wall. Not enough boost. Just going to look to get one pop out. Hertz pinches out the middle. So we see Moxie go for the ball. Uncle Stan's the only one back. Great 50 by Moxie, but Trio's going to be there to give touch. Takes control, passes it across to Bear. Hawk's going to be back in time. Great redirect as we look over. Hertz is able to get the beat. Hawk's side flips. Bear's a little bit awkward. Has to get a touch to the corner and does. Down bounce looks a little awkward. Hertz is going to be able to get a touch middle. Looking for Moxie in the net. Trio with a great goal line save as we see NIU continuing to bring the pressure on. Great touch off the corner by Hertz. Uncle Stan's going to be there, however. And as we see Trio off the backboard, gets a 50. Awkward touch. What is NIU going to do? They have no boost. And Bear gets a touch middle. Moxie's able to get a clear out as we see Trio up in the air. Looking for a touch to Uncle Stan. Not able to get a good shot. Hawk's there for the save. Hertz looking for the clear. Looking for another touch as we see Bear. Another hit. Trio looking to get a shot on target. A good demo by Bear, and Trio is able to tie it up. Central Michigan has definitely shown their aggressive side early on, getting great demos on the midline, able to take out the NIU defender and take that free net. As we're back tied, Central Michigan able to bounce back after 2 unanswered goals by NIU, as we see Moxie taking it downfield. Bear was looking for the bump, could not get it. Hertz looking for another 50 as we see Trio able to clear it out. Hawk's going to look for to take control in the corner. Hawk gets the boost and the ball, looking for a touch out. Gets one touch. One guy's back from Central Michigan, not able to get it in time. As we see Hertz up in the air, does not get the touch that he's looking for. Takes off into the corner. As we see Moxie get a good touch off the corner. Looking for a pass in the midfield. Bear with the low boost, trying to find his teammates, trying to keep the ball close to him. As we see a double commit out of NIU, but it goes in their favor. Trio's able to get a touch off the wall, clears it out. Moxie's able to get the beat. As we see Uncle Stan looking for another touch, maybe one more middle. Hawk's there for the clear. A little bit awkward. There's no one back for NIU. Hawk's going to have to clear it out to cross to Hertz. Hertz is going to be able to get a touch, but nothing on target. Now Uncle Stan's a little bit awkward. Going to look for the clear and out for his teammate. Goes for a reset. Not the greatest touch right there. So we see Bear with a great backflip to clear it out. NIU's a little bit awkward, looking for boost. Now Hertz, low boost, looking for the 50, gets beat. Uncle Stan's there for the touch, looking for a double. Hawk is there to 50. As we see Moxie beat by the ball, and it looks like that's going to be a third goal for Central Michigan as Trio absolutely dusts Moxie. And Moxie just not there in time. Looked like he hesitated a little bit to go for the ball. Wasn't the strongest positioning. Just should have went back and saved it. Would have had plenty of time to go for clear, but, you know, that's a decision you have to make. You know, it's a fight or flight kind of response. As Central Michigan takes their second lead of this game, going up 3-2 with a minute and a half left. Trio with a great 50. He's going to go for the double. Gets the double, but nothing on target. Moxie, touch out. Is anyone from NIU going to be there? Hertz looking for the 50. Wasn't there. Hertz is going to jump for this. Go for the shot. Trio's on backboard already. It's to be able to clear it out. Looking for the double tap. Does not get the double. A little bit awkward, but able to get a touch out midfield. As we see Big Bear overflip. Moxie's able to 50 it out. And NIU looks a little bit awkward here. A lot of spacing. Shot by Hertz on target. Oh, just off the post. Great 50. Almost had the shot right there. As we see Trio looking to take control of the ball. Hertz is able to get the clear. Bear, a little awkward on the ceiling. He's able to get a double tap. Great play. Moxie's up. Is he going to get beat? Nope. Little awkward 50 right there as we see Hawk able to get the touch that he needs. And that's going to be a little bit of an overcommit by Hawk as he's not able to get a touch on the ball, which is super awkward from that first touch on the corner. Stan's just going to be there to punish that. And Hertz tries to get back. Trio's already pre-flipping. The only thing he can do is try and 50 it out. But Central Michigan takes a 2-goal lead with 30 seconds left of this game one. Pretty average 50. Hertz is looking for a 50 right there. Now Moxie going to try and take control, does not get the touch he's wanting. As we see Trio looking for a 50 in the midfield. Pass right middle, there's no one there ready for Central Michigan yet. Bear's going to pop it up, Hertz, plenty of space in the air. Looking for a teammate in Hawk. Is Hawk going to be there to jump in time? He is. Is he going to be able to touch it? No. Now Trio, good bump. Not able to counter it. As Bear's looking for another touch, gets the other touch. There's a demo by Moxie in the backfield, but there's no one back for NIU. Is that going to be another goal? No, Hawk's there for the save. And it looks like Central Michigan is going to take this game one series. As Bear can touch off the wall, looking for a double, maybe to finish off the game, as we do see a 5th goal out of Central Michigan to close it off. NIU was not able to carry any momentum into the second game. The second half of this first game of the series was all Central Michigan. As soon as they found the demos on the field, got enough space, they were able to counter NIU perfectly. As we see Central Michigan go up 1 game. This is about what you would expect out of this series, as both Central Michigan and NIU were super competitive in their series last year. Central Michigan with a very similar lineup that they had last year. I remember Trio and Bear being on the team. I believe Stan was the alternative, maybe the bench player. He might have been the starter. I can't remember off the top of my head, but very similar matchups. The only difference is Hawk, as the new starter for the NIU Huskies, and he had a pretty standout game. Definitely needs to pick it up a little bit more on the offensive side. Moxie definitely needs to do better in terms of just not panicking when he has the ball. But yeah, we're looking forward to this next game. Hopefully NIU has something to counter this, because we got to stop the damage. Because Central Michigan is a team that will carry its momentum over into the next couple of games and will end up, dominating the games, because of, how quick and how confident they play. It's just going to be something that NIU has to get ready and counter as quickly as possible. As we get ready for that game 2 over in Champions Field, as we get ready to start it up, NIU's looking for a bounce back game here, going down 1-0 for those of you just tuning in. This is game 2 of the best of 5 series. NIU will have to win 3 in a row from here to clear off the series, but they still have one more life after this if they do go down 2 games. But we can't go down the Huskies just yet. As we see Moxie looking for the air dribble, gets the reset, gets 1 touch pass. Trio's there for the clear. A little bit awkward double commit out of NIU. Hertz is going to be able to take it to the corner. No one's there for NIU to follow it up. A little bit awkward touch. Hawk's able to clear it out. This could be an opportunity for NIU, as Bear is a little bit overcommitted. As Bear hits it back to the corner for Trio. Trio looking for another touch. Moxie's able to get a great 50, cannot follow it up. Goes for the corner boost. Bear's going to look for a pop in the midfield. As we see Moxie, great 50. Two Central Michigan players go. As Hertz may have an opportunity to get this past middle. Does he have a shot? No, Uncle Stan's going to be back for that. As we see Hawk looking for another touch. Gets a bad 50, a little bit overcommit by NIU, by Moxie. Is Hertz going to be back for that? He is not too awkward of a touch for him, as he had to try and avoid Uncle Stan's bump. That's a great play from Central Michigan. Knew that NIU was caught out, and they just needed to make sure that the third man was not going to be able to get back in time for that. It looks like he did get the bump, just barely messed up Hertz's aerial, as Central Michigan goes up early in this game too. little bit of an awkward 50 for Central Michigan as we see Hertz going for the pass mid by Central Michigan. Wow, they are firing off on all cylinders. That's a great play by Trio. Finds the guy in the midfield, puts it in a spot that NIU just cannot get to in time. Great play by Central Michigan from Trio to Stan. That's a great duo right there you want to have on a team. As NIU needs to get a goal as quickly as possible to stop the bleeding, because it is going to cost them in the long run. They need to find a way to get past the Central Michigan goal line and score a goal. As we see Hawk on the backboard, bumped by Trio. Is he going to be there for the shot? No. Hawk, one touch middle, looking for the double tap. Gets a 50, double commit out of Central Michigan, but no one's there for NIU to counter. As we see a little bit of an awkward bounce. Bear, low boost, looking for the 50. Grant was looking for the 50 right there as well. As we see Uncle Stan. It's a touch off backward, makes it a little awkward. Moxie whiffs, so Hawk has to go back and take control of the corner. As the corner did not spawn in time for him, he's going to have to look to get one more touch off the stand. As we see NIU looking for any type of pressure right now. Trio gets a whiff. That was the third man. This should be an open net. Is Hertz going to be able to get a shot? No. Bears able to get back in time, gets a great touch to the midfield as we see another double commit out of Central Michigan. NIU needs to start taking advantage of these double commits by Central Michigan because this will get open nets. As we see a great shot from Hawk, but Bears there is going to be able to get there for the double. Great 50 by Bear to clear it out. As we see Stan gets one pop out right to his teammate Trio. As we see a 50 in the goal line. Double commit by NIU. The third man goes. Is Hawk going to be spawning back in time to get back to that ball? Yes, it's off the target, so Hawk will be there. Kind of throws the ball away. That's not a touch you want to see out of NIU right there. As Grant gets a great clear. Stan's already up for that touch. He's going to have to follow this up, go for a 50 in the corner as he gets a great 50 pass Hertz. Hawk's there in the corner looking for another touch out mid. He does get the touch, looking for the second man out of NIU. Here goes Hertz. Hertz not able to get a good touch. Gets a good bump off Bear. Bear looking for the demo on the third man, but Hertz is going to be back in time for that. So Hertz panicking a little bit, not sure what to do in this situation, but Grant gets a great touch over to Hertz, but Big Bear is able to get that saved. As we see a great shot out of Stan. Hertz with the redirect makes it a little awkward for NIU. Oh, a missed touch, or doesn't even hit the ball. Trio whiffs, and Grant's able to counter that. He's right there. Great play by NIU. Grant, great awareness, great positioning to get back in time for that goal. As we see the first goal out of NIU in this game too, and that's something you want to see out of the Huskies because they hadn't scored in the last 5 minutes in the last two games. So, it's good to see something like that. And it's great to counter off the mistakes of Central Michigan. As we've been seeing those double commits out of them, they are going to be a team that's going to be very disorganized on the goal line, it seems like. So this is going to be a great time. Grant gets a great 50 mid, looking for another touch, but Stan's able to get a great pinch off of his own backboard to get a touch out. A little bit of an awkward touch as we see Trio goes for the ball middle. Maybe be able to get one more touch looking for a teammate middle. Hits the shot. Hertz is going to be there for the save as we see Bear on the ball still. Gets one touch out mid. Stan's not enough boost. As we see NIU's a little awkward double commit. Good 50. As we see Hertz getting a touch out, Moxie's going to be there looking for a double tap off the wall. He's going to follow this. Bear's already up. Bear's going to get a touch out, looking for another ball to control it. Hawk with almost a double tap. Great dunk. Is going to be anyone for there from NIU? No! Uncle Stan's able to clear it out. Trio's going to look for some space. Gets it past one NIU defender. Going to take control. Grabs the boost from the corner. Hertz is going to be there for the clear. Gets one touch over the Central Michigan defender. Hawk looking for a double. Bear's going to be able to there counter that. Grant looking for one touch mid. Hawk is already up. What's he got for it? Great 50. Here comes Hertz with the shot. Is Hertz going to get that on target? He is. Great play by NIU. Great pressure. As we see Moxie with a great pop middle. Trio thinks he has a clear, but Hawk comes out of nowhere, dunks him, and that's going to be a clear pass for Hertz right there. Great positioning. And NIU is able to stop the bleeding, come back, and tie this game up with 1.5 minutes remaining. Moxie with a great demo middle. Trio's going to look for a double tap off the wall as we see Hawk. Off the ceiling, looking for another touch. Double commit by NIU. Leaves Moxie in a very awkward spot. It's going to have to pre-jump this as we see another double commit out of NIU. Hawk's able to hit it off the wall. That's going to be an up bounce. Bear's going to be there already. Is he going to be able to double that? No, Moxie's going to be there. Good bounce for NIU. This is Greg. Moxie's not going to be there in time for it as we see Hertz. With a clear touch, Trio's already pre-jumped. Going to hit its corner for his teammate. No one's there for Central Michigan just yet as we see Bear and Trio both zero boost in the corner. This could be an opportunity for NIU. Great pass with the 50 middle. A little bit awkward for Bear. Hawks will be able to take control of it in the corner. Bad bounce off the wall. Not able to follow it up as we see a double commit out of NIU. And the demo on the third man is staying going to be there for the shot. Not able to get a shot on target. Hawks awkward. And Trio is able to counter that and get a great shot. So we see the double commit out of NIU and the demo on the third man just leaves Hawk in a terribly awkward situation. Just has to try and read the entire net of where Trio is going to place that ball, and just not able to get there in time. As Central Michigan is able to stop the bleeding themselves. As we see a mistouch out of Moxie, Hawk has to go for it. It's a pinch out. Great play. A little bit awkward for NIU, but Moxie's able to get a touch out as we see Trio. Grant over to Trio as we see a clear out for Moxie. No one there in time. Hawk looking for any type of play right now as we see a demo in the midfield that's going to eliminate all of NIU's offensive pressure. As we see a clear out from Stan. Bear's going to look to take control of this with a demo in the midfield. Yep. A little awkward in the mid. Great play from... Oh, and Trio is not able to get a touch in time as we see Hawk gets a touch over. This could be a good chance for NIU to take up. Hurts is a little awkward, gets bumped in the midfield. We're going to see another goal out of Central Michigan, and that's going to seal the deal for Game 2. Man. Looked like NIU had it, and then Central Michigan just said, hey, this is our game to win. As we see Game 2 going towards Central Michigan's favor. And now, this is going to be scary for NIU. As we see, we're going to have to see a reverse sweep out of them, have them win 3 games in a row of this series to take off this game. And NIU needs to find something offensively. It seems like they just feel really uncomfortable on the field. I'm noticing a lot of double commits, a lot of different fallouts of communication that cause, double commits. People not ready to go for the ball. I feel like we haven't seen much passing out of NIU themselves as well. I feel like NIU, one of their specialties, as Hawk talked about in the interview on Thursday last week, he mentioned that, passing was one of their best play styles of play on the field. That's why they played so well against Bowling Green. But, as we see today, we have 2 assists for 2 goals. Yes, that counts. But, I didn't really see much passing other than that. And NIU definitely needs to take advantage of that. Because NIU plays so much better when they're, cohesive. They come together, they make plays off defense to each other. And, we saw a lot of people just booming the ball away, no controlled touches. It was just, we just need to get the ball out so we can get some boost. It just was not working out for them. And that's why they lost both games. So they're going to have to change their play style a little bit to counter this Central Michigan offense and defense, as maybe we can see some more demos out of NIU. I think that this could be a very strong turnaround if they are able to get their act together and get everything lined up for what it is they need to do. But as we head into this Game 3, Northern Illinois University's Huskies are going to need a reverse sweep off Central Michigan, as Central Michigan went up 2-0 in the series. Here we go. Trio looking for a double tap. Gets the pinch out. Moxie going to take some space. A little bit of a good 50. Hurt's going to take control in the midfield. Gets a flick. A little bit awkward in the corner for Central Michigan. They're going to get one touch out. Stan looking for a pass in the midfield. Does not have enough boost. Looking for the bump on Hawk. Gets the bump on Hawk. Is Moxie going to be there? Yes. As we see Bear scavenging back. Looking for another touch. Gets a beat. As we see Hawk backflip, but he's going to be able to control that. Demo in the third. Is that going to be NIU's goal? Nope. We're good. Moxie's able to get back in time. Let's see Grant with a great touch past Uncle Stan, as we see Bear cutting the ball. Not enough boost. Gets a great flick over as we see Hurts. Hurts, a little bit of an awkward touch. Going to have to try and play it to Moxie. Moxie, awkward off the backboard, looking for any type of 50 in the field for Hawk. Not able to get a touch as we see Uncle Stan with the double. Hurts is able to clear it out. This could be an opportunity for NIU as we saw a demo in the midfield. Great 50. Is Hawk going to be able to jump forward? No, Trio's already up. Trio's looking for a double now. Gets a touchdown. Grabs. Moxie's able to grab a mid boost. Can we see anything out of him right now? As Uncle Stan with a whiff on the corner right there. That worked out in his favor. As we see Moxie hits the ball right over to Uncle Stan. Uncle Stan not able to get the best controlled touch. As we see just a little bit of a midfield battle right now. No one's able to get any pressure right now. As we see a little bit of a mistouch by Moxie. Oh, and Big Bear, a little bit of a double commit by Central Michigan. That could be good for NIU as we see a counterattack. No one there for NIU as Uncle Stan's able to follow it. Doesn't have enough boost, just looking for the one touch out. Hawk's able to get a great demo as we see Trio looking for a shot on net. Moxie with a great 50. Are we going to see a clear out of Hawk? Yes, we are. And Hawk's going to be able to get a touch right there. Trio stops in middle. Hurts is going to be up for that. Looking for the touch off wall. Big Bear's a little awkward. Grant challenges. Not able to get a touch. As we see Bear with a shot on target. Is that going to go in? Off the crossbar. Off the post. Wow, my goodness. NIU thanking the Rocket League gods that didn't go in right there. As we see Hawk. Great touch off the backboard. This could be awkward for Central Michigan. Grant Moxie off the post. Oh, man. But it goes both ways over in this series. As we see Uncle Stan already up, looking for a double taps, not able to get it. As we see a beat by Moxie, and Big Bear's able to catch NIU's defense out. Great play by Bear to notice that Grant was too far from the ball and was able to just catch it, get it past him with one small touch, realizing there was no NIU defenders back besides Moxie, and Central Michigan is going to take the lead in this game 3. Hurts already up. Trio with a great touch as you see Moxie up. Not able to get a touch, but gets a great bump. A little awkward for NIU, but Hurts is going to be able to get a double out of this. Gets a great double. Big Bear's going to be there to counter. Hurts going to have to take time. Gets a great touch pass 1. Gets a great touch pass 2. So we see Hawk with a shot. Not a good shot on target. Goes right to the defender. Grant looking for one touch out. We call him Grant. His name is Moxie. I apologize. Just forced to habit. Played with that guy for 4 years. But as we see, Trio with a double. Moxie's able to get it clear. Hawk looking for some control on the wall. Gets a touch off the backboard. A little bit awkward. And a demo on the third man for NIU. Hawk's going to get back to it in time. As we see Trio with one pop. Not enough boost. Moxie looking for a pass middle. No one there for... As we see a touch middle from Hawk. Central Michigan's a little awkward. Grant passes it back middle, but Trio's there. Trio's going to get a clear touch and grab the mid boost. Able to take time. Has plenty of space. Hawk's able to get a touch. 50 makes it awkward. As we see a trade-off. Maybe pass middle. That hurts Hawk to Hurts back to Hawk. Not able to get it... take advantage of that. As we see Trio off the ceiling looking for a double tap. Able to get it. As we see the third man from Central Michigan go in Uncle Stan. Bear's able to clear it out. Hurts is going to be able to take control of this up the wall. What does he got? Bear is going to be there to counter it. As we see a 50 out of Moxie, but Hawk's going to be able to take control. What does he got to show for it? A little awkward for Hawk right there. Is not able to get a flip into the touch. As we see Bear looking for a pass middle, but NIU double commits, able to take control. Moxie could have a shot opportunity right here, so Uncle Stan's able to clear it out. A little bit awkward as we see Bear up. Is he going to be able to double it? Uncle Stan's up. What does he got? Looking for a double tap, but Hurts is going to be there to clear it out. As we see Trio. Not enough boost to maybe get a good touch in the midfield for his teammate, but Uncle Stan's going to steal the corner off from Hawk. To see a mid pass over to Moxie. Hurts is there. Good 50 for Trio over to the wall. Bear, not enough boost. Wipes out. Is he going to be able to get a touch? He does. A little bit awkward for NIU, but NIU is going to be able to save it just in time. As we see Hurts looking for a 50 here. Uncle Stan gets a touch over him. Hawk, a little bit awkward on the backboard. Has to get a touch past him. Bear pops it up for his teammate. No one's going to be there for Central Michigan as we see a demo in the midfield from Hurts. Hurts looking for space. Is he going to get the bump in the backfield? No, he's not. As we see a bump out of the third man, Uncle Stan's going to get a touch as we see another bump, but not enough pressure for NIU to counter it. As we see Hawk with a redirect right there. A little bit of an awkward touch by Uncle Stan. No one from NIU is able to go as we see Trio looking for a double tap. Does he have a shot? There's an open net for NIU. As we see Bear looking for the double tap. NIU has to get something done, and he does, and NIU is not able to, as we see Bear able to get a great touch off the corner. Great double right there. That's an insane mechanical play right there. I don't know if he meant to do that, but it was a great play nonetheless. Made the NIU defense very awkward and had a great power on that shot. And it looks like NIU is going to be clean swept by the Central Michigan Chippewas. And I will tell you, this is something I am not surprised about. This was Central Michigan's third time playing us in the last year and a half, and they've gone 3-0 against us. They have definitely been the more dominant team just in terms of overall aggressiveness and demos and everything like that. But yeah, the series was a lot closer than a lot of people would have imagined. But it was a great showing by NIU nonetheless. They had a bunch of great opportunities, just not able to counter, the Central Michigan double commits and awkward plays in the net. There's a lot of opportunities, but, just not able to get the shots and, the positioning and everything like that. But NIU falls to 3-4 on the season, looking to make the playoffs. They are one of the bubble teams. So they will have to likely win out, and they do have a couple of teams that they've beaten in the past and have been pretty dominant against. They got to Ohio and Miami, Ohio. They have some games to look forward to, but today was just not the day for the Huskies, but we will bounce back. They had a great game against Bowling Green on Thursday, so we'll be right back in just a couple of moments. We are going to be interviewing Moxie following up on the Central Michigan loss. Welcome back to those of you sticking around. Just going to be having an interview with Coach Blocky of the Northern Illinois Huskies. Blocky, man, I mean, this was a revenge game for the Huskies. You guys had a great series against Bowling Green. So let me ask you this. How are you guys going to bounce back after getting swept 3-0 by Central Michigan and looking forward to the other three games of the rest of the season?
So some that we can definitely look forward to apply to our next series is that we need to remain calm. I felt as if, and some of the players expressed that we felt that we were playing a little bit too aggressive when that's not necessarily a strategy that has worked against this team in the past. Um, we have found that at least playing Central Michigan, this going on my second year playing them, is that if you put a little bit of pressure on them, that opens up some windows of opportunity for scoring, and we didn't take advantage of some of that stuff today. And then so building on for next week, I felt as if we weren't just we it didn't feel like a cohesive unit today. Some felt off, and I'm not entirely sure as of right now, as the series just ended. I have an idea, but I need to go back and do some analysis. But I feel as if it just some days you have bad days, and this might be one of them. But I do have some things in mind for how we can improve for our
Yeah.
next series against Ohio this upcoming Monday.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Definitely some stuff to work on, but you guys still had a great showing. Really appreciate that. But I will ask you, when you're going to practice later this week, to kind of check in after this match, what is going to be your strategy to kind of make sure that everyone kind of stays cohesive, stays positive, and stays fired up going into the next couple of games?
I felt as if today there was a little bit of a disconnect between the players, and something that I want to touch on during our next practice is making sure we're all on the same page, right? It's if we're all on the same page, and we can form a game plan that everyone agrees with a lot better. And it's also just to make sure that some of the fundamentals of 3v3 Rocket League are noticed, because as sometimes Drew, you understand, playing with us, and since I've worked with you, you understand that sometimes there's a fundamental skill in Rocket League that sometimes is forgotten by no fault of anybody. Sometimes it's just sometimes it goes away because maybe we're focused on, I don't know, defensive plays, defense, etc., etc. But I want to something that I want to do is talk to the guys, make sure we're still on the same page, because we know how we can play, we know how we want to play. It's just I felt as if today we did not start on the right foot, and that's something that's going to be addressed in the next practice.
For sure. And, when it comes to Rocket League, this is the hardest game to get good at mechanically wise, skill wise. A lot of hours of grinding for sure to make sure you're on top, have the best rank in the game. But, that's all we have for you today, Alex. I really appreciate
Mm.
you coming by, giving us some insights on the series today and how you're going to bounce back so we can have a nice, clean 3-0 for the rest of the season. So we're looking forward to it. We have the Ohio game next week. Which will be our next stream for the Rocket League series. We have beaten Ohio for the last 4 years in a row, so that will be a match that will be highlighted and looking forward to for the NIU Huskies to bounce back. But that's all we have for today. I really appreciate everyone tuning into this Rocket League stream. If you can leave a like, we're all good to go on this end. I really appreciate you guys coming out, and you guys have a great rest of your night. Go Huskies!